All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, and here in Glasgow, it is a delight to see you all. My name is Prosek, and I am delighted to be bringing you here for UKSG Red 2025 in support of Crisis. We're going to get right into our next run here. That is our lovely friend Tombo, joined by Tim, who is really making a presence, honestly. This is the Tim block.
Welcome to the Tim Hour.
The Tim
fed
Hour.
up on me by this point, but I hope you can stomach me
would
for another.
never.
I hope you can stomach me for another hour and a half because this is going to be amazing.
Yes, indeed. Take us away for Professor Layton and the Curious Village.
Hello, everybody. Yes, so this is going to be Professor Layton in the Curious Village. I'm just going to get started. I'm quite nervous, actually.
Don't be, mate. You're going to be fantastic.
Very weird.
It's going to be a lot of fun, this.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So, this game is like a point-and-click puzzle game. So a lot of the game is going to be me mashing through text, which is fun. I'm basically just going to be hitting the spacebar with 3 keys and mashing the mouse button as well. I have the guide up with me just so, because there's a lot of puzzles I need to have. I haven't got that good a memory. So time is going to start when I click this button. The game is in Japanese, by the way, if you haven't noticed. This is the NA%, so we just need to finish the game as quickly as we can. There's going to be 75 puzzles. I don't know. There's an intro that I could be doing this talk through rather than, doing it right now. I'm just going to start. All right, so we will start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So quick little start to the story. I'll just get the story out of the way. Rich Baron has died, and in his will he has said that he will bequeath his wealthy fortune to the person who can find the golden apple. Nobody in his village knows what this is, so they have asked Professor Layton to come and solve this mystery. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look. The cutscenes are lovely. The music in this game is lovely. We're just going to vibe to it.
So amazing.
We're just gonna sit here and just enjoy it. The cutscenes are lovely. Oh, thank you. So sometimes you'll see my mouse on the screen. I apologize for that. We're playing on an emulator just because it is a bit faster. So this is going to be me starting. I am just going to be mashing through all this text. This run is one of these point-and-click games where a lot of the fun is the puzzles, and I'm going to be doing my best to get to the puzzles as quickly as I can so we can have some fun. You can enjoy the cut-off of the voice acting. Luckily, there's not voice acting for every bit of text. So this is the first puzzle. Just go through this, circle that. Oh, not used to the mouse yet. So that's the first kind of puzzle we'll see. Everybody point at the screen. You have to circle something and then press enter basically on it. So one of the things that can hinder you when you're going fast is that if you circle something and then you touch any other part of the screen, it removes your circle. So that's going to be one of the things that will possibly slow me down. There's other different types of puzzles that will come across, like there's different ways of answering them. And then there's some puzzles that are completely in Japanese that I have to write a Japanese character for, which is fun. There's one that's really quick that I have skipped because I just can't do it. It just doesn't accept me. So this is kind of now the main thing of the game. It's going to be these sort of photos of scenes, and there's going to be things that we click, characters that will give us puzzles and further the story. So this is a story puzzle. We need to find the correct crank. It's that one. So that's another type of puzzle. It's just basically there'll be things that we need to click, and those are easy because we can just go straight through. If there is another type of thing that can happen, there's puzzles where we have to enter a number. The way that you enter the number is by obviously drawing the number on the thing, and the game will interpret what number you've drawn. It doesn't like my handwriting, this game. So I will be, if I get any wrong, for every one that I get wrong, because I'll be quickly entering it, I will donate £10 to charity.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hopefully I shouldn't get too many wrong. Of course, I haven't introduced Tiny Tim, everybody.
Hello there, folks. As I say, you are definitely sick fella for seeing me this afternoon.
Absolutely not. Nobody could ever be sick
But-
of seeing Tiny Tim. I am so honoured to have you here.
Well, I'm so honoured to be here because this is a fantastic game. This is a game that I've played and completed a couple of times, and I really, really do enjoy this game. It's such a fun game.
Oh,
What's happened? Got a soft lock?
oh, wait, no. Hey!
Oh!
I just hit a button that I shouldn't have pressed and it paused the game. That's fine. Crisis averted. Did anybody else pee themselves a little bit there? I did. Because I don't make saves and I couldn't make any safety saves. So, yeah, that's, no, the game, this game's never once crashed for me. And it shouldn't now. All right, so this is Percy. He's going to give us a few puzzles during the game. This one is basically just circling this house.
Yeah, find the house.
Find the house. It gives you like a bit of text about, where, like, gives you directions. You have to work out which house it is. That's nice and easy. So we're talking to characters in the game. We want to do that as little as possible because obviously there's text that we then have to get through. So you're only going to see me talking to people if I have to for the story, or if they've got a really quick puzzle that doesn't actually lose us a lot of time. So yeah, so like I said, this is the way we do other puzzles. That's a 3. That's a 4.
Nice.
I think it looks like 4. Yeah, so there's like quick ways that we can draw some numbers you'll see throughout the 3s and 5s are very fun to type in. 5s, oh, this game hates me when I try and do a 5. So now we're going to go this way. So that was a hidden puzzle. There's hidden puzzles hidden throughout the game. And most of them are nice and quick, so we're going to try and get them when we find them.
Can I just say, is there any cat fans in the audience? Because meow, because there's a big cat.
There is
in
a
this
storyline involving a cat. Okay, this is a fun puzzle. So we have to find the weight that is the lightest.
And it's random each time.
It's random each time. All other the weights weigh the same, but we can only weigh them twice. So this is how we're going to do it. It must be the 4. Hey!
Nice.
I'm looking forward to the point where if I ever get close to world record, I'm just gonna have to reset until I just randomly put the right one in without having to weigh them. That's something I really look forward to in my life. So yeah, we're just making our way up to Reinhold Manor to meet the widow of Baron Reinhold. This is Raymond. He operates the boat there that goes towards the mansion that we see in the back. So this is a fun puzzle.
I love this one.
This one's fun. So basically what we need to do is we need to get these 3 wolves and 3 chicks to the other side of the river. But if the wolves outnumber the chicks on any side, they will get eaten. You have to have one animal on the raft at all times to make it go across. And we can do this in as little as 11 moves. If I can just get this right.
There you go. That's it. Excellent.
Yay!
Well done. I love that one.
That's a fun one. And the matchstick one's coming up next.
This,
there's so many fun puzzles at the start.
I want to just give a bit of a safety warning for this next puzzle.
Oh, yes.
If you're a dog lover, look away.
If you're a dog lover, look away for this next puzzle.
This is horrible. It's not bad. But
it's not actually that bad, but it's quite funny to actually think about. All right, so this is quite an interesting puzzle coming up.
That's
the first chapter done.
Yep.
We just had to make our way to Reinhold Manor. So, fun fact, if you see a door that you want to go through, you can click on the door rather than hitting the shoe and moving through. Saves like less than a second, but it's quicker.
Yep.
So this is Matthew, the butler. He wants to give us a puzzle to make sure we are who we say we are. And it's a matchstick puzzle, so we've got to move the matchsticks. Basically, we've got to make it so it looks like this dog got hit by a car. And we do it by making him look flat.
Poor dog.
Poor dog. If you look at the top of the screen, you'll see the explanation a little bit in a second. There it is. So I love the Reinhold Manor music.
I do. The music in this game is very underrated, I think. It's so good, so distinctive.
I think all the Professor Layton games are actually underrated, I think.
Yeah, I think
so this is a cheeky wee hidden puzzle in the bookshelf there. Just going to circle that.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. So that's one of the ones that are different from the EU version to the Japanese version. So the ones that are in the Japanese version exclusively, I don't know what they're asking or anything. I just know the answer. So you'll have to apologize if I don't explain it to you because I can't read Japanese.
I must point out the guide shows it here. You can't see it on screen. The name of chapter 2 is called The Fugitive Feline.
Yeah.
So there's our cat coming in a minute.
Yeah, in a minute.
There's
the cat.
There's the cat.
That's Claudia the cat.
Claudia the cat.
So what's going to happen is there's going to be a loud bang in a second. And as we can see... And Claudia's run away. So Lady Dahlia, who is this woman here, bit of a Karen, Lady Dahlia.
She doesn't look very happy, does she?
She's not very happy. She asks us to go and find her cat because it's very much a house cat that has now escaped the outside. So she's going to ask us to go and grab him. So we're just going to go through a little bit of dialogue here before we do a couple more puzzles. If you've got anything to say now, would be a lovely time.
Absolutely, I can do so. Yeah, we've had a proper stream of donations since the run began. First of all, we've got £25 here from Paulister, who says, "Oh boy, can't wait for this one. Played this game a lot when I was a wee lad, so I can't miss this run." In addition to that, we've got another £25, oh my god, I'm doing what you did earlier,
I
Tombo.
did do that, yeah.
We've got £25 here from Lavusi, who says nothing at all, but they do go towards the 7th guest VR extra cutscenes. So, that is about halfway done. People, there's still room on that, so if you want to get it, then absolutely.
You want to see it?
Okay, next on, we've got £5 from Valkyrie, who says, "Hype for Professor Layton!"
Yeah.
I love this game, but got stuck on some of the puzzles.
They are quite hard, the puzzles.
Some of them are.
Some of them can be.
You have these things. Basically, we need to make these 4 cubes look like 3. We're just going to do that. There is something that I haven't explained. There's hint coins hidden around everywhere. We don't obviously get any because I know all the answers to the question, to the puzzles. But yeah, if you don't have those hints, some of the puzzles will just you'll just get stuck on them. There's like math ones that are like quite hard. That if you don't you need the hints sometimes, so it can be quite challenging. So yeah, when I first played this when I was a little kid, me and my mum actually played it together. We would take turns. When I went to bed, she would take my DS and play through the game. So this is the first little mini game that we've been given. We don't actually do any of the mini games in the run. But
they're quite fun, actually.
They are quite fun. So one of them is a little picture mini game. It's like a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle. There's another one that's just a little gizmo thing. It's not really, we don't really do anything in it. Oh, this is our secret villain that we have.
Yeah, this is the nemesis.
And then the other one is an in mini game where oh, I shouldn't have clicked on him. That's annoying.
Wasn't needed, was it?
It wasn't needed, no. Is he gonna give us? No, he doesn't
give a puzzle.
Yeah. Give a puzzle. So we just basically talk to him for no reason there, which is fun. So yeah, and then there's an in mini game that actually does if it gives you basically 2 options. That was a great 3 I just drew. It gives you options of whether you want to give an item to Luke or Professor Layton. Luke is the apprentice of Professor Layton. And if you're not ready for those to pop up, they will lose you time. So that's the only minigame that really affects the run. We've left. So this is what's his name? Can't remember what his name is. But he operates the bridge going in and out of St. Mysteri, which is where we are. Somebody's stolen it, so nobody can get in or out anymore.
We're still chasing the cat.
Still chasing the cat. Luke is about to go and try and catch the cat, and it doesn't go great.
No. Typical cat reaction.
Yeah. And he runs off.
And Luke's all scratched up.
Luke's all scratched up. So now they decide, oh wait, we need somewhere to stay today, just now. So we're going to quickly have a quick detour to the inn, speak to Beatrice, who is the inn owner, and get a room. And so basically, her inn is terrible. She has no furniture.
Yeah, the rooms are empty.
The rooms are empty. So she gives us our next mini game, where basically we will get in items during the game to give to either Luke or Layton.
I love this next one.
So this one we have to make this old man look like a beautiful woman. We basically do this too many times, move that, and yeah, it's a beautiful woman.
I love that one. It's so different. The first time you see it, you think, what on earth?
What are we doing here?
And then you look at it and it makes sense, you know? I like this next one too.
Yeah.
Oh, this is brilliant because I'm remembering all these puzzles. At least most of the ones that I remember from seeing because I didn't play the Japanese version. So.
All right, so we're still on the hunt for the cat. So now we're going to talk to this old lady. Her name is Agnes. I don't know what she's pointing at, but she's always pointing. And she's going to say that, oh, if you want to catch that cat, maybe you should take these fish bones. But I will only give you these fish bones if you solve this puzzle.
Everybody likes puzzles in this place.
Yeah, they love puzzles. So basically, we need to separate all these pigs using only 3 ropes. I don't know if Peter would be happy with the conditions of the one in the middle. He hasn't got a lot of room to move around in. But yeah, so this is an example of one of the story puzzles that we actually have to do to continue the story. There's a lot of checkpoints in the game where it'll say we can't continue unless we've solved a number of puzzles. So the first one coming up is like 12 puzzles, and then the final one is 75 puzzles. So once I hit 75 puzzles, I don't actually have to do any more. So it's routed out. So the game's routed so that I do basically the 75 quickest puzzles.
That was quite a tricky one, that one, I think.
Yeah, that one. That one's like one of those ones where it's like, oh, all these make a square, which one doesn't? And you have to be sitting there with your little DS stylus going, I don't know.
Oh, Kitty
now she's happy.
She's happy now, yeah.
She's been fed, so she's happy. She's got some fish bones.
There we go.
So that is the end of chapter 2.
Cat acquired.
Cat acquired. So we're going back to the mansion, where there has been quite a turn. Oh, so this is... I'll explain what that was when we get to it. That's going to save us a lot of time in the game. Oh, my fingers are getting sore. I'm just constantly spamming the spacebar.
Yeah, the butler's freaking out a little bit.
The butler's freaking out. So this is Inspector Chelmy. Chelmy? Or something? Yeah, Chelmy. Basically, there's been a murder. There's been a murder in the mansion. It was the butler. No, it wasn't. So Simon has been found to be murdered, and Inspector Chelmy is here to solve it. But being we are Professor Layton, who's a very smart guy, we are going to do most of the detective work. So yeah, so we've just got quite a lot of dialogue. We've got a small puzzle coming up, but it's mostly dialogue. So if you have anything to say, now's a good time.
Yes, indeed. We've still got our backlog of fantastic donations. If you would like to add to that, then please do go to donate.uksgmarathon.uk. First of all, we've got £5 here from Ollie JPEG, who says, "Love you, Tombo.
Love you,
Good luck
Ollie.
with the run. Miss you loads, friend. Heart."
Aww.
All in capitals. Very
All
strange.
in capitals? Oh, that's a bit.
And by the way,
cringe.
we've got a massive £100 here from Dino95HD. Thank you very much. And all of that has gone towards the aforementioned 7th Guest VR extra cutscenes incentive. And of course, Dino says, love seeing a Professor Layton game at UKSG. Hope everyone stayed safe throughout Storm Owen. And let's get an amazing event for a great cause.
Thank you so much.
Do you know, I was thinking about it yesterday. I had quite a fun time traveling in. I actually likened it to Frodo destroying the One Ring.
Oh,
You know,
yes.
his trip to Mordor.
Yes.
It was very much like that, actually. You know, a lot of trekking and in rain and adverse conditions.
I hope you didn't fall in the volcano at the end.
No, I didn't. Surprisingly, there's not one in Glasgow.
No. Mind you, you could have fooled us today. 'Cause we've had 4 seasons in one day today.
We have, yeah.
It's been snowing here today, and yeah, it's been a fun.
Every
fun
time
day.
I looked outside during my hosting session, there was a different season outside. Like, it was great. It was quite fun. So there's been a murder, and the only person that is not at the mansion that was there at the time of the murder is Raymond, who is that guy that was operating the boat. So Lady Dahlia has tasked us to find him. So that's our next objective. So quickly there, we're going to realize that there's a photo there that doesn't quite look right because the Lady Dahlia has a child, but she's going to tell us that that's not her, and it turns out it is the Baron's late wife. But it's weird because they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
So it's a mystery.
It's us.
Surprisingly, in this mystery game, there are a lot of mysteries.
Yep.
So we're just going to talk to a few people. There is, like I said, I am doing my best to get through this text as quickly as possible so we can get to the puzzles.
Puzzles are a fun bit.
And the cat's back! Yay!
Hey!
We got more cat. So we realized the cat's got Simon's glasses on him, which is weird. So we're like, oh, we're going to take this back to Inspector Chelmy. And Chelmy's like, oh, it must have just fallen off the body. Go away. I don't need you. And we're like, oh, you're really rude. So that's when we first realized that maybe Inspector Chelmy's being a bit ruder than he needs to be. All right, so next what we're going to do is we are going to... This is the only time in the run that we go somewhere where we don't actually need to go story-wise. We're going to go in this little shop here. And that's because there is 4 really quick puzzles in here that don't take any time at all. So this one is just basically if 3 candles get blown out... Oh, I drew on the wrong one by accident. That was close. That was nearly a wrong answer. Basically, if you've got 10 candles, 3 of them get blown out, how many will be left at the end? And the answer is 3 because the other candles will melt.
Melt.
Yeah,
yes.
So that's a fun one. So this is the little shop. There's just, like I said, there's 4 little puzzles in here. This one's funny as well. So a man has to light 3 things, but he's only got 1 match. What does he need to light first? The answer is the match. Aha! There you go. That's one of those ones that the game tries. A lot of the puzzles are just like trick questions.
They are. They're good though.
Yeah, they are very good. But me being a little 11-year-old boy trying to do them was, I was like, yeah, you're being mean. So that's one of the ones where the in comes up. One of the in items comes up, and I wasn't ready for it. I don't know how answering a question about a match gave us a bed. But we won't question it.
Well, at least we got a bed.
Yeah. So fun fact. If I try and write a 0 in this game, about 50% of the time the game thinks it's a 6. And it makes me so angry. Because I'll just like do a little circle that'll have like a little bit sticking up at the top. And it'll go, oh no, that's not a 0, that's a 6. And I'll be sad.
So I remember this one too.
So this one is asking us which chair would be best for an auditorium. It's this one because you can stack them. That is the extent of the puzzling in that question. So that one's fun. You'll if I ever get one wrong, that little bit where the Luke or Layton comes up, they get all sad when they get a question wrong.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
It's quite funny. Oh, I need to talk to him. Ooh, I nearly forgot to do that. Oh.
Yeah, you obviously you're not getting the full story here, but the characters in this game are interesting, shall we say?
They're very interesting.
They're very interesting. All sorts and all types. They're very, very cool, a lot of them.
They're very puzzle-minded, which gets explained later on in the game.
There's a reason for it.
Why they are so puzzle-minded. That's just a question about dice and clocks. So this is the first puzzle checkpoint of the game. We needed to have completed 12 puzzles by this point, which we have done. Thankfully, he was blocking the entrance, and he's like, I won't let you through until you've solved 12 puzzles, which is like a normal thing to say to people. The art style.
Lovely cutscene.
So cool.
Yeah, I love the cutscenes. There is a cutscene coming up towards the end that is that's my favourite in the game. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. You'll know it when you see it, I think. It's really cool.
So we're doing another little hidden puzzle here. This is another Japanese one where I have no idea what it's asking, but it's just, that's the answer.
Yeah, I don't recognize that one
I don't
either.
know. This is one of the ones that there's a few coming up now that are different in the Japanese game. So if you listen, Luke always goes "Yatta!" every time he answers the question right, which is really fun. So basically, so we're looking for Raymond. So we're basically just asking around the village to see anybody who would have found him, and they don't give us much help. They go, oh, I don't know, maybe go talk to this person. So we talk to this guy. This is the only time you see this guy in the entire game. He's here now, and then he's gone forever. And then he goes, oh, speak to this guy, and we're like, okay, we'll go speak to this guy, because the game is basically wanting you to move around the village as much as you can, so you can talk and find stuff out. So the answer to this question is just this one. It's quite hard drawing circles on a mouse. That's what I've realized. It's like, the good thing about this game is sometimes you can just draw like the worst circle ever and it will accept that as, oh, you're meaning this one. But other times you have to draw like a proper circle, and the game gets a little bit annoyed. I don't like how I got a little loading thing next to my mouse there. That kind of scared me. So he tells me, oh, why don't you go to the cafe? So we're going to the cafe now. The cafe has my favorite NPC in it. my two favorite NPCs, because they gave you the two best puzzles. Crouton, who gives you the drink puzzles.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy sitting there that gives you chess puzzles.
This guy is probably my least favorite guy
Oh,
in the game.
Paulie, yeah, he's always just shouting.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, so Crouton, so we're not actually going to do his puzzle yet. We're going to do that a little bit later on. But unfortunately, the guy sitting at the table, he gives you all these really fun chess puzzles, like putting 5 queens on a chessboard, making sure none of them see each other. Like, and there's
I think we don't do those.
We don't do those. They're just slow, you know.
Yeah.
So you might have noticed there. Oh, what was all those things I just skipped through? So basically, the way that the game works with puzzles is that if you hit a certain chapter, NPCs will then have different puzzles in them. Different puzzles if you talk to them. So the old puzzles, because they don't want you to have completely missed them and you can't get them again, they get sent to a person called Granny Riddleton. And Granny Riddleton has a little shack in a house. It's a house in a house. Houseception. And they're basically all the puzzles that you've missed are going to be there. So for us, it basically means that we can skip all the dialogue that we would have when talking to a person, and also we don't have to move around to get all the puzzles. They're all congregated in one place. So we're going to visit her. We're going to visit her shack twice, and that basically helps us get a ton of puzzles that we need. So Gerald's blocking the way right now. Very rude of him. He's looking for his wristwatch, but he can't see it because it's nighttime. So he says he left it around here. So we're going to speak to Deke. And Deke's tired because it's night. So he's going to say, oh, I don't have it. But here, solve this puzzle.
This is another one I remember.
Yeah. So basically, we need to make the biggest star we can. But the trick is that we can use the bottom of this, the top of the tree to be a point rather than just the stars. So we make a big star like that. And then that's nice and easy and we're through.
Luke,
I'm quite nervous. I don't know why.
No, you're doing fine.
I think it's because I just don't want to get anything wrong.
No,
you know,
it's fine. Well, I'm really enjoying it. I hope everybody's enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. So amazing to show it off. It really, really is. It's lovely to see. And obviously from the donations, lots of people do remember this game as well. So, yeah.
It's one of those games that, like obviously I played it with my mum. Like, me and her played it together and we would have fun. Like if we both got stuck on the same puzzle, we would try and help each other out. So Beatrice gives us the wristwatch. That's Gerald's. And luckily she doesn't actually give us a puzzle because she's a lovely person. So we're going to give the wristwatch back to Gerald so we can continue. But then he's going to be like, oh, no, answer this puzzle for me. Are you sensing a theme in this puzzle game? Yeah. So this one's just a quick little one where it's just like, which route can the robber never escape from? Because he has to turn. Whenever he gets to a junction, he has to turn left or right. So that's the only one that has a junction in front of it. So he'll never be able to go through that one. So now we're going to go in. We're going to go into Granny Riddleton's shack. So she has a lock on her door. So this is going to be the next type of puzzle we see in the game, which are the sliding puzzles.
Oh, I remember these too.
So these were always my least favorite when I came up because I found them so difficult. So we need to get the ball from one end of the puzzle to another. But I have obviously just memorized the way of doing it.
Well done.
So they basically, I think there's like 4 sliding puzzles you're going to see me do. 3 of them are with balls. Another one towards the end is like a big block. And they get progressively harder and harder as you go on.
Yes, they do.
To the point where, like, if you don't, they're just very difficult, you know. And then in the subsequent games as well, they love their sliding games, and they just get crazy hard. They just, some of them are nuts. So this is Granny Riddleton's shack. You can see here we have all these puzzles that we're going to be doing for the next 5 minutes.
Lots and lots.
Lots and lots of puzzles. So this one, which hat brim matches the length of the hat? It's that one.
Bet you can't top that.
No. Hey. Round of applause.
It wasn't that good.
It was great.
It was
I loved
terrible. I remember that one as well. I definitely remember the hat.
Yeah, that's one of the first ones that you can do. So next we're going to do this one. There's ones in here that we are going to skip because they take time. They take quite a long time. We obviously try and draw.
Remember that one too.
Oh, that was close. That was.
Oh, it's one.
It's a 7.
Silly game.
It doesn't like 7s. It doesn't
Silly
like
game.
7s. I'm obviously like if I was actually just playing this at home, I would have lost the run there because I would have just clicked submit because I drew a 7, but the game for some reason thought it was a 3. Who knows why? But so there I was being a little bit because I know the game doesn't like 7s. This is one of the puzzles where I have no idea. This is about countries, so for some reason. We do have our resident Japanese speaker behind us, Chloe, who, if we ever need something translated, Chloe will be there to help us. This is another matchstick puzzle. We need to get the dustpan around the rubbish by only moving 2 matchsticks.
I love this one.
So we're just going to do that.
And it's not as unfriendly as the dog one.
Yeah, no, that one's a lot nicer. That one's about picking up rubbish, so it's a lot easier. So
loving the voices, by the way. Loving the Japanese voices.
Yeah, the Japanese voices are so much fun. When you've played the European ones so much, having a little bit of a change, like the voice acting, is really fun. So this one, there's a bunch of people that don't like each other, and they need to get to work, from their house to their work, without ever crossing the path of anybody else. So I'm just gonna. This is really like finicky. The way of putting this path through. It wants to go up. See there, it wanted to go down a path that I didn't want it to go across. So I'm just going to take that slow, just because if it gets stuck down somewhere, I basically just have to start again. So a lot of the puzzles in the game are just basically ones where I have to input a number. So that can be quite of a challenge when the game doesn't like how I draw. It's like a Scottish person talking to Siri, but it doesn't like my. See, I keep doing that. It doesn't like my handwriting.
Criticizing your literacy.
Yeah, my mom always gave me crap about my handwriting, and now Professor Layton is doing it as well. So that one was just a question about. It's fine. You don't need to worry about it. We're going through these as fast as possible. I don't want to do that one. I want to do. Oh no, I do want to do that one.
Just seeing these, I'm seeing in the guide. You won't be seeing them in the guide. They've got pictures of all the puzzles, so I'm seeing them, and I'm just like, oh, I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember that one. Oh, I hated these.
I love these. So this basically what I need to do here is I need to get 4 liters of liquid in the left 2 jugs, and that's how you do it. That one, this one, that's going against the guide. There's a puzzle coming up in the guide that you have to do Japanese symbols for, and I can't. For some reason, I've never been able to get it to recognize the symbol that I want it to.
Do you do that one instead then?
So I do that one instead.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's just because it's the next quickest one that I found. So this one, we basically just need to we just need to invert this triangle.
This is clever. I like this.
By moving only 3, I think that should be fine. This one, I don't know if this is going to accept that. Oh, it did. Okay, it's fine. There's a little hint on the 3rd picture of the Layton and Luke. They'll have a little smile on their face if you've gotten the question right. So it tells you whether or not you've done it correctly or not. So yeah, we're just going to make our way through these puzzles. This next one, you can't put anybody next to a number that they're adjacent to, and then also 3 and 5 don't like each other.
I love this one.
So you just need to do that.
It's so funny.
There's lots of themes to the puzzles you get. You get a lot of puzzles that are like one of these people is lying, work out which one there is. And then there's also like you'll get this one, which is oh wait, no, I need to do I don't know why I'm gonna have to do the puzzle I'm clicking on. So I should just do that puzzle once I've clicked on it. So yes,
this is the lying one.
That's like a lying one. You basically, how many people are telling the truth? It's just 1. And then this next one, you have a few of these in the game, and these ones are quite fun to work out when you're doing it casually. It's basically there's 4 pictures, and 3 of them can be drawn without taking your pen off the paper. Which one, and not going over a line that you've already drawn? Which one is it? It's the little barn that you have there. So yeah, a lot of the puzzles are just going to be the kind of this same vein. So if you have any messages, now's a great time to go for it.
Absolutely, yes. We do have one more donation here. £10 from the ever-delightful Sly Sonic.
Hey!
And they say, get in, Tombus Bombus.
Get
Miss you so much, bud. Miss you
I
so
miss
much,
you,
bud,
Sly.
and best of luck on the run. You're the GOAT. We all love you. Shout-outs to the PlayStation Nation and our absolute GOAT, Tiny Tim.
Aw, thank you so much.
And of course, after all of these donations, we have almost reached our 7th Guest VR Extra Cutscenes incentive. That is at £370 of 400.
Nearly there, £30 to go.
Only 30 more, and then we can all see a lot more of that game, and I'm looking forward to that. So, you know what to do. Donate.uksgmarathon.uk.
I'm just going to say, come on, folks. 30 quid.
30
Please.
quid, 30 quid.
30 quid. Come on. We can get that incentive. It'll be absolutely fantastic. My good friend Howling Mad Mike will be showing that off later on, and
That's gonna be fun.
it's something that's going to be very, very good. Even if he is an Atari ST player. So, cheers, Mike.
We just passed a puzzle there. It's one of my favorite puzzles. It's one of the ones that try and trick you. It has a big spiel in the top about the reproductive rates of mice, and then it says if you buy one mouse and leave it in a cage, how many mice will you have later on? And obviously the answer is 1, because a mouse can't breed if it's just by
Just on itself.
So it's one of those questions that they're just trying to trick you. This is another one of the line ones. It's the top hat. There's another kind of puzzle it likes where it asks you, like, it says like, oh, my age is this, but if you add 2 to it, I'll be double your age and stuff. So there's a few of those that we've passed through.
Yeah, I like those as well.
Yeah. Click on it. Click on it.
Yeah, I really did enjoy the variety of puzzles in this game. I thought on the whole it was very, very quite. Yeah, that's another age one, isn't it? Yeah.
Those fun 4s, just 3 lines down. When you see a 5, you'll be very confused. Like it's you're about to see a 5 coming.
Yeah.
There's a 5 coming up. We can see it in the guide. No spoilers. No spoilers. So we're nearly through with our. Yeah, we've only got 4 more puzzles to do here. There's a couple. There's a really good one coming up that I really enjoy. The answer to this one is just D. I don't know what it's asking. It's one of those Japanese
Yeah, I
ones.
don't recognise that one. Yep.
So this next one is actually quite a famous puzzle. It's quite a famous math problem that gets asked a lot. So it's basically it's basically asking you if 2 items cost £110 and one item costs £100 more than the other, how much is the other one worth? Oh wait, actually no wait, I'm going to show you how to do the 5s. Sorry, 2 seconds. That's a 5.
Oh, nice!
If you draw a 5 normally, you have to, like, if you start at the top, it won't accept it for 5. It never does. You have to go back up and draw another line at the top. Something about how 5s must be drawn according to Nintendo. So this one's just a probability one. The answer is just 0. That was what a circle that was.
That was a 0 and a half.
Was that a 0 or
I like the triangle. I like that one.
So we've got one more little puzzle coming up here. This one's a fun one.
Oh, it's a stamp one.
It's a stamp one. So basically, we need to, all these little stamps have a value on it. We need to make them add to 100, but each one has to be differently shaped than the last one. So we're going to go along here, and then along here, and down here, and then here. I think that's right. I tried to do that quickly without actually looking at the answer.
Yay! Good stuff.
Part of me, I wanted to do an incentive. I didn't know if it would be good or not. Now we're late. We're leaving. Yay! I wanted to. Where am I? Where am I going? Oh yeah, I know where I'm going. I wanted to do an incentive where maybe I have no notes and I have to memorize the game.
Oh,
but some of the some of the puzzles at the end are like I would have to memorize like 9 numbers that I need to put in. So I decided against it because I'm not that smart.
I'm sure you are, but you don't want to do it under marathon conditions.
Yeah,
so,
maybe. Yeah, marathon conditions is quite stressful to have an entire run memorized like this. So a little story detail here. Basically, there's a rumor going around the village that somebody has been kidnapping residents, and then they just appear later on like nothing's happened. So that has piqued the interest of Professor Layton. So he's now, rather than just looking for Raymond, we are now asking around for that. That was another puzzle checkpoint. We had to have completed like 30 puzzles there. It was like 35, I think. So there's a puzzle hiding in this hanging meat. I don't know how it got there.
Yeah.
This is another match puzzle that I have no idea what it's asking or what the question is, but we just need to do that. So then we're going to talk to Prosciutto. How do you say his name?
Yeah.
I've never
That-
understood how to say his guy's name.
Prosciutto.
Prosciutto?
Prosciutto, yeah.
So he tells us about the evil man that is currently trying to kidnap all the people. He looks
Very scary.
he looks very scary. But he does give us a puzzle, which is very weird. I always expect a puzzle to pop up, but he never does. So we're going to try and click on the door. It wasn't wanting me to there.
Luke's like me, getting tired.
Yeah. Come on, Luke. Come on, Tim. We can do it.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Oh.
Oh, look. Oh, Raymond's being kidnapped. And I just forgot that I was actually playing a game there and I needed to go through the... So yeah, so we've got this fun little cutscene here where somebody has kidnapped Raymond and he is running away in a very comical fashion. And Layton and Luke are pursuing. Cutscenes.
Cutscenes are great.
Cutscenes are great. One of the reasons I chose to, I enjoy, I think this would have been good for a marathon setting is we watch the cutscenes.
Yes.
In any other Professor Layton game, the cutscenes are skippable. But in Professor Layton and the Curious Village, they're not. So we just watch them. Oh, this is a very creepy tower they have.
This is amazing, the creepy tower.
I'm going to ask you a question. If something was hidden in the village and you saw this very creepy tower, where would you think it was hidden? I think in the tower.
In the creepy tower.
In the creepy tower, yeah. So they lose track of the kidnapper who has got Raymond. So we go back to the scene of the crime to do a little bit of investigating. And we find, Luke finds this little cog, which was also, a cog like that was also found at the at Simon's murder scene.
Yeah.
Get a little stamp on that
chapter,
chapter done. So because obviously Raymond's been kidnapped, Professor Layton and Luke rush back to Reinhold Manor to tell everybody and the police inspector that's there, and they're like, "Oh, we need to start a manhunt immediately. It could be too late." And then who should appear but the very person that has been kidnapped, Raymond, saying, "Oh, I'm fine. What are you talking about?"
Doesn't look any worse for wear, does he?
Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah.
He actually says he feels great. Because he was feeling a bit tired before, but now he feels fine. He feels really good. He has no recollection of him being kidnapped, which is strange. So obviously everybody's like, "What are you talking about, Layton?"
Yeah, the police detective isn't exactly genial.
Yes, no, he's not great. So he also really doesn't like us. Which how could you hate Professor Layton? So yeah, so he tells us to go away, and we're like, that's really weird. So we got a few more puzzles have gone to Granny Riddleton's shack, so we're going to do them as well. But you'll be happy to know that that's the last
That's
time
our
we
last
go.
visit,
This will be the last time we go to Granny Riddleton's house.
Last amount of Granny that we're going to have.
Yeah, no more Granny. So we're gonna get we get a little phone call here in the morning to wake us up. It's basically Inspector Chelmy. I keep trying to say Professor Chelmy, but he's definitely not. He basically wants us to come back to Reinhold Manor so he can talk to us.
When you said the word, when you said his name again first, I suddenly thought, hang on, you said Inspector Chelmy. I thought you said Inspector Skenme.
Inspector Skenme.
What's going on here?
What a terrible day it would be when we are relying on Skenme to save us.
Oh,
That's
so where are we going? Where are we going?
So we're going to Granny Riddleton. We've got a few more puzzles to do in here.
Quite a few.
Well, they're not. It's
Not
not
all of
actually
them.
not as many as we had last time, so it's going to be nice and quick. This one we have to make a rectangle by making one cut. We're just going to do that.
Oh, look at that.
You'll see on the guide.
That's the one you're passing.
That's the one I'm passing on because
Japanese characters.
Yeah, can't bother. So we're just going to be doing a few more puzzles here. So if you have any messages, now is a great time to.
Inspector Bumper!
Oh dear. Yes, we've got a few more donations through from people eager to see that 7th guest
wait, a
VR
5.
incentive. A 5!
A 5!
A 5!
Yay!
First of all, we've got £5 here from Hennessy who says, "Hi UKSG!
Hi, Hennessy!
Good luck with all the runs, everyone." We've got another here from Ollie JPEG, that's £5, saying, "Hey Tombo, it's me again. Take this pun. Why was the geography professor so good at teaching? He had his own lecture mapped out."
Lord. Oh,
Why was the why didn't the bicycle go to the party?
I don't know.
Because he was too tired.
Oh dear. They're big for Dave level puns, those.
Yeah, I love
I'm
puns.
sorry. Sorry, Prosec. Are you finished?
I can absolutely do more if you've room.
Yeah, we've got a couple more here. A
Fantastic.
small one would be good.
Yes, indeed. Then I'll give you this £5 here from Pendle Stephen, who says, that's £5 more for the incentive and the good cause. We are now exactly in fact, £20 away from meeting the 7th Guest VR incentive, so please.
All right, so this is a fun puzzle
I
coming
like
up.
this next one.
So basically, the question is, which one of these two people would you trust to cut your hair? And it's the one with the terrible haircut. And it's because they're the only two hairdressers in their town. So obviously they cut each other's hair. So the one with the terrible haircut got a haircut from the one with the good haircut. So this next puzzle, we have to find a star.
Hated this one.
This one's really hard. Yeah, I know the answer, and I still get it wrong sometimes.
It's tough, this one.
So we have to find the star and outline it. And if I go into the star, it won't give me it. So because I'm in a marathon, I'm going to go really slowly here.
I remember actually spending quite a bit of time on this one, just because it's difficult to get the exact line of it.
Yeah, I think that should be fine. You can go pretty far out of the the outline of the star, but if you cut into the star at all, then you get it wrong. So there's been a couple of times where I've just been misreading where the outline is, and I've cut too far into it, and I just I get stuck there for a minute.
This next one's Who Ate All the Fish?
Who ate all the fish? It was that guy. He looked like that guy. He didn't look very definitely guilty. So yeah, so that's one of those who's lying questions. It was actually B and C that ate the fish, but the actual question is who is lying. So that's what we answered. This one, I've never really gotten this one. It's basically like a poem asking you to stab an eye in the sky, and you just stab the moon. It's a bit of a weird one.
It's like a beast. It's like see the face there. Look, see it? That's like a monster.
Oh,
if you turn it on its side, yeah, it's on its side.
Oh.
If you turn it,
we're
and it's
learning.
like a monster.
Every day is a school day with Tiny Tim.
I remember
on
that one.
commentary.
I remember that one.
So yeah, so we're done with Granny Riddles now. We never have to go back there.
Yep, bye-bye, Granny.
Bye-bye, Granny. So, like we said... Oh, we're going to talk...
cat again, yeah.
Tap on the cat. If you see a cat, you got to tap on the cat.
Pet the cat.
Pet the cat. So this is a little puzzle. It's asking you... it's about weights and stuff. It's basically like a substitution puzzle. Basically, you work out from the other weights what the answer would be. So that's a nice, easy one. So yeah, so a lot of the puzzles in the game, they're not hidden puzzles. It's basically like I'll tap on something, and Professor Layton will ask Luke, "Oh, have you ever heard this puzzle before?" Which is fun.
More bangings and clangings here.
Yeah. So this is Chelmy, because he's a not very nice person, shouting at Matthew because he's brought him cakes for breakfast because he hates cakes. Which is a weird thing. Who would hate cakes?
And he's a policeman.
I know, but who hates cakes?
Yeah.
Maybe revealing a bit too much about myself, but I love cakes. Okay, so this next section of the game, basically, Chelmy has instructed Layton, listen, mate, stop investigating this murder because that's not your job. You're here to find the golden apple. So stop, stop. Just go do that. So basically what we do is, we decide, okay, no, he's right. Let's actually start doing what we came here for, and we'll start looking for the golden apple, which begins a very long section of a lot of chat.
Dialogue, yeah.
A lot of dialogue. So I love this game. I love this speedrun. It's really fun. I really enjoy memorizing all the stuff to do. But this section, I actually get cramp in my hand and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely see it.
From just furiously typing. I used to do a different method of mashing through the text. I used to do 2 fingers on the spacebar, and then 2 fingers on the left click on the mouse, kind of like trying to hit them both at the same time. But it got to the point where like I was being slower on the actual moving of the mouse around the screen. So I decided to go to the three fingers on the on the spacebar, and just the one on the on the mouse. Because basically the only way to advance text in the game is by pressing the A button, which I have bound to the spacebar, and tapping on what would be the touch screen with your stylus.
Imagine that.
I know.
Imagine all the tapping that would
yeah,
require.
that's one of the reasons why I would love to. That's a nice little animation of him walking around there. That's one of the reasons why I don't play this on my DS, because I have a DS at home with this game, but it would be a lot to mash through all this text on a DS. Something that I just want to do. So it's more than enough playing it on emulator. I'll just listen to the music. It's so lovely. So this is the late Baron's Grave. Oh, sorry.
No, the story. I was just going to say the storyline is so good.
Yeah.
It really is really good. It makes a lot of sense too.
Yes. Yeah, so
it's really clever.
Yeah, it's very clever. Like there's a twist coming up that if you haven't played this game, it's quite fun and quite shocking. So now we're basically going to read the late Baron's diary. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
It is a bit.
It's a bit rude. If I ever die, don't ever read my diary. Don't ever actually burn my diary. I don't want anybody to read it. So we're just going to be mashing through this text here. So if you have any messages, now is a great time.
Yes, indeed, I have saved something especially for this. We have £5 here from Howling Mad Mike. Give us a little wave so we know
Hello, Mike.
we know who to blame. Well, we have here a message from Mike saying, Puzzle 76. Why do speedrunners have ladders?
I don't know. Why do speedrunners have ladders?
To make climbing leaderboards easier.
Oh!
Sorry, not sorry.
I quite like that one, actually.
I quite like that one, yeah. Can you maybe give Argic a ladder, Mike?
Oh!
Might help him with his challenge. Apologies. Sorry, Argic. Sorry, mate. I threw you off there.
No. That was very funny. So we've just read the diary of the Baron, and he's basically in his diary. He's said he's left a clue to the where the golden apple is with an old friend. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go around. Basically, what the game wants you to do is it wants you to go around the entire village, basically speaking to every single person, and asking them have you ever been friends with this guy? But obviously we know, because it's a speedrun, who the correct people to talk to are. So we talked to Zapone, his name is. He doesn't give us any good information. So we basically ignore him, and then we go and talk to Gerard. You'll notice there on the ground there's a little page. So that's like a little hint to the story. It's like a journal entry from somebody that kind of hints towards the big reveal at the end of this game. But we don't want to touch them. I always thought when I did these casually, I always thought you had to click on them to progress the story, but you don't actually. You can just ignore them. 2s are really easy to draw in this game. I've never once had drawn a 2 and it not known what I was drawing a 2. 1s as well, it's just a straight line, and it is you could just do like the tiniest little line, and it will say that it's a 1. So that's really helpful. So now we're going to go up to the market, which is here. Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned actually, which tech should probably be aware of. There's going to be, so basically I have the game on like a little window. Sometimes I will try and tap something and I will accidentally make the window smaller or larger. So that might happen at some point, and you might have to redo the things. So that's always funny when it happens.
I remember this one.
I haven't done it yet though, so I will let you know if I do it. Yeah, we basically have to remake this vase. It's nice and easy. So that will always happen. I'll go into my OBS after I've been recording a run, and like half the screen will be off, or it'll be like there'll be tons of dead space, and it's because I've like accidentally moved everything around. So he basically, for some reason, gave us a vase there to hold. He said somebody told him that it was ours, but we're like, we ain't seen this vase before. And then he was like, I know a funny puzzle about a vase. And
You
then
get a lot of that in this game.
Yeah, we do. So then we find this crumpled up newspaper that has Inspector Chelmy on it, and he's eating cakes.
I know.
That's very strange. But he just said he didn't like cakes.
I'm sure Skemmy likes cakes.
Skemmy, do you like cakes? Do you like cakes? Do you like cakes?
Good. There was a picture of Inspector Chelmy eating a cake. So
Inspector Cake. So yeah, so that was another little hidden puzzle there that we were just going to do. And then very fortunately, NPC has just appeared in the market as if we are further in the story. And we're going to ask him, oh, are you a friend of the late Baron? And he goes, oh yeah, he's my best chum.
Well, he was.
He was. Yeah, what? Ouch.
It's fair enough. He was.
He was. So he says, oh yeah, the Baron actually left me a desk. He gave me a desk. So we're going to be like, oh, can we go see your desk? So we go into his flat here. And so, Chloe, we need you. Could you tell me what this character means here?
Okay.
What is that character there?
It's the phonetic character for me.
Me. Okay, so apparently I need to draw the character for me.
Yes.
Which is very hard to do. Yay! We did it.
Good job.
Yay! Thank you to our translator, Chloe.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So yeah, so that was just another little easy hidden puzzle. Like I said before, there is another one that has you draw like 4 symbols, and for some reason the game just doesn't accept it when I draw one of the symbols, and I basically just can't do it. Which is, I really want to do the 100% of this, but that's
That puzzle always have to do it, yeah.
That's throwing me off
Yeah.
from starting it because I don't want to, spend a lot of time learning the game, and I get there
Yeah.
and I can't even
Do that puzzle.
can't even do that puzzle. So we found a note, and it's the only
Very
thing about
noteworthy.
very note, and the only thing on it is a little small cross in the bottom of a rectangle. So that doesn't tell us a lot, but we have been asked by Beatrice to come back to the inn, so we're going to go do that. She tells us about a customer that has walked out on his bill.
Yes, she's had a hit and run.
Yeah, she's had a hit and run at the inn. Very rude. Although, to be honest, if I could do that in my Premier Inn, that would be great. Yeah. So yeah, the guy's also left it in a horrible state. Like, look at the mess of this room. So we get a little idea of what he looks like there on the top screen. So Beatrice is just like, is there anything you can do to help him? We're just like, there's not really much we can do. So Professor Layton, now realizing what everybody else who plays this game realized at the start, we should probably head towards that big mysterious-looking tower in the distance. So that is our next goal. We're going to make our way towards the tower in the back. So one of the things you'll notice now is if you look at the top left of the smaller screen, it has the number of puzzles that we have
Music has changed too.
completed. Oh, the music has changed as well. It's a lot eerier. So right now we've done 62. This is going to be our 63rd. We only have to do 75 puzzles to get past the last sort of roadblock of the... This is the wrong puzzle.
That's the wrong puzzle.
Who did I click on there?
Click on her.
Oh, I'm supposed to tap on Agnes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
What's the answer to this puzzle? I can't remember. It's fine. It's fine.
You need to do it.
I need to do it later, but I don't know where in the notes it is.
All right. We'll come back to it later.
Yeah, we'll come back to it later.
It's fine.
Oops.
We'll come back to it later.
I have people who actually speedrun this game going, what an idiot, in the chat. I basically just, my mind just blanked there, and I have no idea what the answer is.
This is not the same one either.
Oh,
Have we gone?
yeah, I've gone completely wrong. I basically skipped a puzzle that I should have, but I'll get that later. That's fine. It is this one I'm supposed to. Marathons. They're always fun.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, as I say, we're doing great. So
the answer to that is just 1. I spent ages trying to work out what it was. Remember, it was just there.
it was that one,
It
was
was
it?
just literally the next
Because it
one.
only shows us the answer on the guide,
Yeah.
so we don't associate it with that puzzle.
I have speedran this before. I promise.
It's me, I think I'm a jinx.
Oh, of course not. You're helping me through it. Yeah, I'll get that puzzle in a minute.
Right, okay,
So
that's fine.
we should be fine. I know where it is. I basically just got the names of some NPCs mixed up. So they get to here, and there is a strange wall, and they can't get any further, and they meet this girl. Now, who do we think this girl is? It's obviously, we know who it is. It's one of the only things about the games that annoy me, especially of like the later ones. There's always things that like Luke and Layton are like, this is really puzzling, and then it's just like, no, it's not.
Blinking obvious.
That's just the most obvious thing ever.
Yeah. No, even I clicked to think at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, so that's our little villain there. So much fun.
Yeah.
So we were interrupted there by a mysterious stranger who we all know who she is, and she drops this ticket.
Brilliant. This is my favourite bit.
For the park in the
Amusement park.
the amusement park that is in the village.
Look, we've not actually seen it. Have
We haven't seen, no. So we are going to. Well, it's a hint, isn't it? And in a mystery game, if you get a hint, you go and you follow that hint. So we're basically just going to go, we're going to backtrack all the way. Yeah, you'll notice now that I'm talking to, this is the person I should have spoken to earlier. You'll notice that there's a lot less actually talking to people because I've done their puzzles basically that they have.
That was another lying one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was another lying one. So we're only going to really talk to a few more NPCs for an actual puzzle. So that's Agnes done. Never have to speak to her again. And yeah, like I said, it's just a lot of backtracking now.
The guide here is like, move back,
Move back,
move back, move back. It's great.
So now we're going to talk to Paulie. Paulie's always angry. He's a very angry man.
Not a big fan of this guy.
So the answer to this one is 20. Yay, a 0.
That was a
I'm
squiggly
so
zero.
scared
We
of
got there.
zeros. I'm so scared of zeros. There's a fun one coming up that I have to write quite a few zeros for, and it always scares me. So we're getting to the point now as well. One of the reasons why I am actually talking to these guys is that these puzzles will never leave these spots and go to Granny Riddleton's shack. So if I want to do these really quick puzzles, like for instance this one, I basically just press that. I actually have to talk to the character that gives you them. So we're just making our way to the park now. There's going to be a little bit of dialogue. So any messages? That was a lovely time.
Indeed, I can do so. Yes, let me tell people for the first time this shift about why we are doing this. We're not just here to see fantastic speedruns, although we certainly do. We are here supporting money for Crisis. Crisis is the national charity for people experiencing homelessness. At Crisis, they work side by side with thousands of people each year as they find ways out of homelessness. They conduct research to understand and highlight the scale, causes, and consequences of homelessness, and to provide an evidence basis for their work. This includes monitoring the state of homelessness across the nations. This is done alongside their best practice team, which shares examples of what good looks like and offers resources and grants programs to practitioners in the homelessness sectors. Thank you very much to them and to everyone who has donated so far. As a reminder, we are still a mere £20 away from getting the extra cutscenes incentive for the 7th Guest VR coming up here in just a short little while. But before that, Tombo, please take it back.
Thank you very much. And that was a lovely little quick puzzle where I just had to write 2 1s, which are I wish all the puzzles you just had to write the number 1.
We've got some zeros coming up now. Though.
Yeah. So this is a fun one.
This is the dreaded zeros.
Yeah, it's the dreaded zeros. So the answer is 1,000.
Oh, nice!
I thought that one was going to be a 6.
Good stuff.
How is the possibility of writing a 6 so exciting and the tension? You can cut it with a. Oh my God! Will that be a 6? Will it be a 6 or a 0?
Love it.
So basically we went to the park and it's locked. So we went to the town hall and he's like, oh, the guy who runs it. He also works in the sewer, so you have to go and find him, and he's in the sewer.
Lovely.
So we're just going to answer this one. No idea. If you want to read that letter, go ahead. I can't because it's in Japanese. So we're actually very close to the 75 puzzle mark. Once we get to that, we'll enter the tower, and then there'll be a few more puzzles to answer. And those puzzles are actually very hard. Very few of them are actually these puzzles that we've come accustomed to of just entering a number.
Yeah.
A lot of them are the slide puzzles.
The longer ones.
The longer ones, you know. Yeah. So this is Pavel. Pavel is an explorer that has no idea where he is.
It's a bit lost.
He's just found himself in the sewers of this village, and he's like, "Where am I?" He actually appears in every game.
Oh right, okay.
Well, not every
cool.
game. He
Yeah.
appears in the next two, and then he's mentioned in one as well. So this is a fun maths one, but I don't like maths, so I'm just going to enter the answer and not work it out. So fun thing. When I told my older brother that I live with that I was going, that this was the game I was running, he was like, "Oh, I've heard about those Professor Layton games." So before I left yesterday, I showed him how to get like a DS emulator on his phone, and he completed it in a day. He said he spent about 5 hours straight playing this game,
Brilliant.
and he loved it. And then I was like, one of the things that you can do if you complete all the mini games, you get the bonus challenges at the end.
Yes.
And I was like, "Have you done all the bonus challenges?" And he was like, "Bonus challenges?" And I was like, "Yeah, do them." And he was like, "Oh, I can't wait." So yeah, this game is just a lot of fun.
We're just entering my favourite part of the game here. This is
Yeah.
so creepy and really well done. I love this section.
So this amusement park, the Baron built this entire amusement park just for his daughter. And since he's died, it's kind of just become abandoned. So that's why it looks kind of sort of destitute in there, a little run down.
It's really creepy.
Yeah, it's kind of got this kind of creepy, and then the music really helps. It's like an accordion. It's like an
Accordion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's accordion music. Yeah. But as I say, the flavour of this, the feel of this is really good.
And that the music, the great part about this series as a whole. I've only played the 4 games that are on the DS. I haven't played the 3DS and the Switch games yet. They all have the same sort of feel as this game. You know, the art style, the music, the cutscenes. They're all very similar. So we're gonna quickly have a look at the Ferris wheel. And then we're gonna explore the rest of the park, because obviously this is the only hint we have left. Like we found this ticket, but we don't really know what else we're gonna do. So we have a look at the Ferris wheel. There's nothing there. More text for me to spam through. I'm starting to actually my wrist is starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Ooh, sorry.
Right.
I didn't mean to click on that. I don't think that gives me a puzzle. Oh no,
it's
it
a
does.
puzzle.
No idea. Quitting.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Not
I didn't
today.
mean to click.
Yeah,
not today. No idea what that. I'm not supposed to do that one, so I'm not going to. You can't make me, game. You can't make me. It's one of the fun things that you can do when you're like, because you might watch this speedrun and go, it's not really a lot to it. But like there's puzzles that you can accidentally click on. You can click on wrong things.
This is the favourite cutscene.
This is a fun cutscene. We're just going to enjoy this.
This
cutscene
is my
here.
favourite cutscene.
I'll give somebody £10 that can tell me what's about to happen. They're about to get chased by a Ferris wheel. The music's so much fun.
This is just brilliant. When I first saw this, I was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so obviously Professor Layton's like, it's not chasing us, and then it, turns a corner, and he's like, oh, shit, maybe it is, maybe it is chasing us. So very luckily, this Ferris wheel is about to knock open a locked gate that leads us to the next part of the story. This one. So it was this. The Ferris wheel was obviously.
Takes a header right into the lake.
It was obviously. This is really funny here, though, and they just go. So the Ferris wheel was remote controlled by this villain that we've been given hints about throughout the game. And we will reveal who he is later.
Yeah, I love that cutscene.
Yeah. So now we are going to go down this little shed that has been opened.
Take it out of the way.
Destroyed by
Yeah.
a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Not often that happens.
Not a lot left of it.
Yeah, not really. So we're gonna go down here, and there's a couple puzzles that we have to do down here. This is the like a sort of like almost like a mini boss sort of area where you have to do multiple puzzles to actually get through it, and they're actually quite hard. So we've got another one of these ones where I have to find the arrow that's hidden.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
a wee bit tricky.
It's a little bit easier than the star one.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more forgiving. Hopefully that works.
Luke, 私の回答はこれだ。
Yeah, it is. I like those puzzles because I don't actually have to do any mashing, so I can like rest my my other hand.
Yeah.
So that told us where to go, what path to go. I don't know how that gave us a teapot, but
Say yeah. It's a shame we don't see either the picture minigame or the
yeah, it is a shame.
the hotel room.
It is a good fun.
Make some funny comments when you put the things in the
Yeah.
wrong place.
So this is in the sliding puzzle one. I think I remember how to do it. I hope I do. Oh wait, no, it's this. Sorry. Yeah, got it. Yeah, got it. So obviously the guide has these, but it's basically just a picture of each correct move. And if you were to actually just look through the guide, it would take like a long time.
Yeah,
So
you're
I
better just
so I basically just tried to memorize the answer to the sliding puzzles before I when I first started properly running this. And it took a while because there's a lot of moves to the subsequent ones. There's a lot of moves to them. So we got 2 more of those. So we're gonna we have to search this room. Obviously, I know exactly what we're looking for, so I pressed it straight away. And we find behind this painting a key with the tower on it, which looks really cool. I wish I had a key like that.
it's a lovely key, isn't it?
So
Oh, look at that.
yeah, it's so cool.
Really cool.
The art style in this game, one of the things it does is like the top screen is not really used for much, like on the traditional DS. So it basically just has a lot of like photos and like drawings on it that kind of help set the scene and stuff. And if you watch them, obviously most of the time it's got a map, but yeah, it's really cool, the art style in this game. This one is B. So there's not a whole lot left to do. We have one more puzzle, and then we have hit our 75 puzzle cap for the run. So if you have any messages, now's a great time.
Indeed, I can. Thank you very much. And thank you, of course, to Abyss, who gives us £25 and asks very generously, is Paulie okay?
Paulie's not okay. He's just always very, very angry.
Having a bad day.
Yeah, he's just always having a bad day.
But that has, in fact, gone towards the 7th Guest VR Extra Cutscenes incentive, which has finally been met.
Hey! Thank
But
you so
that
much.
doesn't mean that we are out of incentives. We have just opened up for the last run of today, the Resident Evil marathon run, any percent run. That will be an incentive to upgrade to best ending from any percent. £750. Let's see if we can get it done.
Woo! That wasn't wanting to accept
That
that
was
5 there. That was
misbehaving with that
it was very
5, yeah.
misbehaved. I've never seen it do that before.
Yeah,
I thought
5
I
alive.
was doing
Yeah.
it right. Honestly, if you have more messages, now's a great time because that was my 75th puzzle. So I now have no more puzzles left to do before before the final tower. So
yeah.
Alright,
Listen, message
yes,
sounds
I
great,
can tell people all about some other marathons. So if any of the people watching at home or here with us in Glasgow, and they are interested in finding out about other marathons or to submitting to UKSG in the future, do not forget to check out ingus.io, that is OENGUS.io, where you can find information about upcoming marathons, the games being played, schedules, and more. It is such a convenient tool that we all appreciate, so thank you very much to the developers of that.
So one of the things you'll notice about the fastest way to do things, you basically just need to memorize where things are that you need to click and just basically try and move your mouse there before they appear, just so you can click them as fast as you can. I've struggled with that a little bit this run, obviously because I'm trying to explain what's going on a lot, so my mind's not always been on those things. But yeah, if you watch, like, the world record is insane.
Yeah.
It's like his ability to mash through the text is just something I'll never be able to do. I don't have the dexterity.
I imagine it's a very, very coordinated run.
Yeah,
You need
yeah.
to have the real coordination and the execution and the speed.
One of the things I struggle with just in this game is just making my mouse move to places quickly and getting them exact. So yeah, so this is Chelmy trying to pin Simon's murder on us by going, hey, this vase was the murder weapon and it's got your fingerprints on it, but I'm just going to smash this vase. Is it vase or vase? I say vase.
Vase.
So now we're like, that's a bit weird, Chelmy. So now we're going to interrogate you, because Chelmy is not. I think I'm saying Chelmy's name wrong. One of the problems with this game is Chelmy or Chelmy?
Chelmney.
Chelmley? Oh, who knows? It doesn't matter.
まだわかりません
Well, yeah, one of the problems with the game is all the names are just written out and you never actually hear them said. So I read them when I was a kid, and then what I thought their names were there, that's just stuck.
Yeah.
So now,
And the door.
so now Professor Layton is accused Chelmy of being an imposter.
でたらめを言うなそうやって言い逃れできると思っているのか
He's got a bit of an emo look going on
He's
there, isn't
he's
it?
quite something, isn't he?
So yeah, so basically we're going to question him now. So we need to click this option. So it's basically that's a game trying to get us involved in the deductions here. So we're questioning him about why, even though he's in this paper article, he says he likes cakes, was he shouting to Matthew about it? And then he also gets the name of his wife wrong. The Professor Layton tricks him into
That's
saying
a
the wrong
big
name
mistake.
of the wife. Yeah.
You really don't want to do that.
And then we also question him about how he made it into the village, because he would have appeared after the crank had been stolen. That there was no way. So there was no way for him to actually enter the village. And he also questioned us about the key, but there was no way he could know. So there's a lot of things that.
Don't
And
add up
it's
here.
quite a cool bit where there's no music. It's just like quite a tense bit where all you can hear is just the sound of the text going through. So yeah, so it turns out Inspector Chelmy was actually a man wearing an Inspector Chelmy mask, and he's this guy, Don Paolo. Listen to the music here. I love this
that
music so much.
music.
Yeah, so that's Professor Layton's arch nemesis, even though Professor Layton has never heard of him.
He was also the uninvited guest at the inn. Well, the
Yeah.
hit and run at the inn.
The one that did the hit and run at the inn, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to make our way through this last bits of text. So this is the last little bit of mashing I actually have to do for a little while. So this is like a mystery screen that's in the pause menu. Basically, whenever we solve one of the mysteries of the game, it'll go to that and stamp it off as complete, like we now understand what the mystery is. So I nearly elongated the screen there. So now we have solved like that. We're going to go to the tower because we have the key that we need for the tower. So you might remember that little note that we got earlier. That basically tells us where to put the key, which Professor Layton worked out. And now we're going to enter the tower. So the tower is basically what happens in the game is we get into the tower and we have to make our way up of it and up the tower, and each staircase is blocked with a puzzle, and these puzzles are all incredibly difficult.
I love the tower music.
Yeah, they're incredibly difficult puzzles if you're playing this game casually for the first time. And so so that's going to be like it's almost like a boss, the game, because you can't obviously continue the story until you've completed the puzzles, and they're just very hard. This is the point I got stuck when I was a kid. It wasn't until I was a lot older that I actually went back and finished this game, because the puzzles are very hard. Even with the hints, like they don't fully like tell you the answers.
They don't solve it for you.
Yeah, and back in the day we didn't have Google to just
Nope.
to just search for answers. So this is the big reveal of the game. I'm basically just going to tell you now because obviously you can't read the Japanese. But every person that we have talked to in the village is a robot. They were created by the Baron Reinhold to basically be this big sort of maze and to test the person who is coming to find the golden apple. So that's the reason why some people were going missing. It was because this is the guy who created them, and he was just repairing them when they got slow
and they broke.
They broke. So yeah, all these people, apart from obviously Don Paolo, who is the villain, and then the little girl who's the Baron's daughter, they're all robots. Which when you find that out for the first time is really...
It's actually really good. It's really well done, actually.
Yeah,
the reveal
it
is
is.
really, really clever.
So it's like, because there's been laying hints to it, like that's why there's been cogs found at like the murder scenes and stuff, which the game is currently explaining. That's Luke just finding out that everybody's a robot. Professor Layton worked it out, but Luke obviously didn't. So basically the mysteries are going to be solved as we make our way up the tower. There's nothing really that happens, it's just basically Professor Layton explains to Luke, because like Luke is our sort of viewpoint of the game. So basically Bruno, that's the man that creates the the robots tells us that the golden apple is at the top of this tower, and we basically just need to make our way through. So we have another slidey puzzle.
Puzzle time.
Puzzle time. So we need to do this.
I find these so frustrating, but they're so fun when you get them.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
There we go.
どうでしょう
Yeah, look how many moves are on the guide. Yeah, so that was a fun day of me basically just doing all those puzzles, like again and again and again until I got every
Memorized
move
them,
like kind of
yeah.
memorized. And it's quite tricky to do because like they get a lot of the pieces get stuck, like they don't move where you want them to, and
Yeah,
it's
doing
just-
them fast. I
doing
imagine
them
is
fast is
tough.
very tough. So next up, so he just basically explained why the crank went missing. It was Bruno. He wanted to keep us in the village. So we're gonna go up here and answer the next one. So this one is a magic square. So have you ever heard of magic square? It's basically like all rows, columns, and the two diagonals have to add up to the same number. And a fun fact about magic squares is the 5 is always in the middle of a magic square. And then you basically just work it out from there. You can make lots of different rearrangements of a magic square, but because it gave us the two numbers already in it, there's a set answer solution. So basically after every puzzle we solve, Professor Layton explains a little bit more about the game, about the mysteries of the game. So there's after every puzzle there's a tiny little bit of stuff we need to.
And this
tap
guy's
through.
still lost.
This
Somehow he
guy's
got in the
lost
tower.
and he somehow found his way in the tower, which annoys Luke because he's like, "How did you solve those puzzles?" And it's just never really explained. He's actually human. That guy. He's not. He's not a robot.
He got lost.
He just got lost in the village. I don't know the reason for this puzzle, what it means. It's just the answer's just 64. All right. So next we have the hardest.
That's a long one.
The hardest slide puzzle that we're going to find. These slide puzzles are actually like, if you actually like kind of sit down and look at them, they're basically just about like this one especially. It's just about moving every piece in almost a circle around the board until you get the main piece that you want out. So basically there's this big red block that you're about to see, and we need to get that. That's supposed to be the princess, and we have to help the princess escape by moving all the other ones. So I'm going to do this now. I'm not going to chat because it's quite a pain in the butt.
It's looking good.
Yeah, this is right. Yeah.
That's it. Yep, got it.
Yeah. There's always a moment when you're like, wait,
Yeah.
is this the right move? Move into the thing.
That's tricky, that one. Yeah, brilliant. Well done.
So that's like the hard. That's the one that took the longest to learn.
Memorize,
because
yeah. it would
You
be.
you actually like it might just look like you can just do any old way to like make the blocks move around the sort of circumference of the puzzle, but if you put like the order of them wrong, like the small green blocks, if you put them in front when they should be behind one of the longer blocks, then you just can't do the puzzle. So yeah, you need to have that memorized. That's us finding out more about some of the mysteries, but it doesn't really matter. This woman's got a crush on Professor Layton. Who wouldn't? And she somehow found her way into the
tower
into
as
the
well.
tower. Don't ask me how a robot can get a crush on somebody. But yeah, so I basically need to work out the order of these cards, which is that. And we only have two puzzles
Two
left.
puzzles left.
Two puzzles left. And we're looking good on time.
We're looking very good
Yeah,
on
we're
time.
looking good on
Yeah,
time.
it's looking reasonable. Done an amazing job.
Did you say damn it? I don't want to go.
We
I
don't
have,
wanna go
I have
overestimate.
never gone overestimate in my life. I will not. So this next puzzle is one that I think even now I would need to use all the hints. So basically, it's like they has this 333, and you need to basically make the sum
It's very maths.
using all like the digits of from 1 to 9.
Yeah.
That's the answer. If you're interested. I basically, well, before I started speedrunning this, I replayed this game and I struggled with
Got
that
stuck on
puzzle.
that one.
Yeah, that puzzle's hard.
I'm looking to see the one coming up, and I remember this one being an absolute.
Yeah, so
Pig as
we're
well.
about to get the last puzzle of the game, which is arguably one of the hardest ones in the main story.
Yeah.
So we're just doing a little bit of exposition here about. I wish there wasn't as much. My fingers are getting
Yeah,
sore.
nearly finished. Nearly
We're
finished.
nearly there.
Yeah, we're nearly there. Done amazingly well. It's been really good fun. I hope everybody's enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it.
It's been.
Have
Well, thank
you
you,
enjoyed
mate.
it?
I've loved every
Oh,
second
that's
of it.
great. That's great.
Thank you so much for asking me. It's been brilliant. So, or letting me, because I asked. But thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a pleasure. All right,
It's
so
been
this
brilliant.
one, we have to make as many squares as we can using these pins, and they can be any sizes you want. So it's quite, like, you're just given, like, a bunch of pins, and you have to make a bunch of squares.
You have to use every pin as well.
You have to
do
use
not?
every
Yeah.
pin. So it's quite difficult, actually. I think I'm doing all right so far. This looks right.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. Nice.
全ての謎は必ず解ける
All right, so that's the last puzzle of the game. We are a little bit, you might be looking at like 10 minutes underestimate. That's a bit ridiculous, Tombo. Yeah, so we have a few more, we have the final of the game. There's basically a lot of chat, like five cutscenes, but they're short cutscenes, so don't worry. That we will watch before we get to the end of the game. So yeah, so we're going to get to the top here. We're going to find this charming little cottage, and inside the cottage is the daughter of the Baron, Flora, who is the golden apple. She's the golden apple. She's the person we were supposed to find.
And the little girl we saw earlier.
And the little girl that we saw earlier, obviously. If you couldn't work out who the little girl was. And I'm going to say no to saving here, which is about to pop up. I tap on the door. It asks me if I want to go back. I choose this option. Because obviously, like, this is like the end game. Like, you can't go back from here. Like, you're done with the game now. Yeah, so Flora is revealed to be the golden apple. And so basically, there's just cutscenes and some chat. So I'm going to throw it over for the final time
Oh,
to my lovely host. And just, yeah, a few messages would be lovely as we close in on the end of the game.
Absolutely, I can do so to our lovely runner. Yes, do you want to... Wait, what? What did I say?
For
I'm sure I'll
people
figure it
watching at home, Prozac called me a lovely runner and Sken me gagged.
Oh, I see.
So thanks for that, Sken.
Well, thank you very much to everyone who has been watching along here for United Kingdom Speedrunners Gathering. The Red event for 2025. It is our first of the year, and despite conditions, we have made it here to bring it to you, raising money here in support of Crisis. They are a charity supporting people out of homelessness for good. They achieve this through education, training, and support with housing, employment, and health. 90% of your donations will go directly towards supporting Crisis, and 10% will go back towards UKSG so that we can run future events. Thank you very much to everyone who has donated so far. We do appreciate it very much. We do have an incentive that was opened very recently, just as a reminder. That is for Resident Evil upgrade from any percent to the best ending. That will be our last run of the night, coming in at approximately, because we are very ahead and keep getting more ahead for some reason.
Are we very ahead?
I mean, we're kind of ahead. The schedule's adjusted, so I can't see it. That will be coming at around 11:30 UTC later on tonight, so being run by Yoshi Chief. So, if you want to see that, you know what to do, but if you just want to celebrate what a magnificent run this has been, then I will not stop you, because this really has been quite the delight. Honestly, this game. I love the art style, I love the way
great.
they run is incredible. I just had to stop and stare at that for a moment.
I must comment that we've gone full Dick Dastardly now
Yeah.
with the villain here.
He's trying to bring down the tower with some sort of flying machine.
Yeah, flying machine.
That has big cannonballs, spiky cannonballs on the end of ropes, which just, aerodynamically, I don't see how it works. So Don Paolo is wrecking the tower. Layton and Flora get stuck up here at the top. And there's just a few little, like I said, these cutscenes are pretty short, and this is the main theme of the game.
I love
the
this
Professor Layton
bit.
theme.
This is Professor Layton doing his thing.
Yeah, he is Professor Laytoning his way out of a
He is
situation.
indeed. Cool, calm, and collected.
Yes, very. So yeah, so this is basically the end of the game. There's not more to do, so I'm going to do my shout-outs now. Shout out to the Professor Layton community. There's so many Professor Layton games, and the Discord has a channel for each one. There's guides for each one. If you want to get into Professor Layton, it's really lovely and calm. Even though I've said that my fingers have been hurting, they don't actually hurt that bad. I've just been joking. It's just like, they're just good, fun, calm games. You know, like sometimes if I've been speedrunning a lot of God of War, I like to just come to Professor
like
Layton
this,
and just chill out. Just chill out. It's lovely. So yeah, so shout out to the Professor Layton community. They're lovely. If you put anything in that Discord that you need help with, they are straight in giving you the help you need. If you enjoyed this game, but maybe you thought there was a lot of text, the cutscenes, the subsequent games, they don't have as much text, I think, as this one, and also the cutscenes are skippable, so there are a lot more like actual playability in them. But I love this game. So yeah, so shout outs to UKSG for having me. This is like the 4th time I've ran at UKSG, and I love it. I love hosting. I love coming back. I love the people here. I love the staff. Everybody. It's one of my favorite places to come. Even though now I live down in London, I still love coming here. Shout outs to the crowd and everybody. Shout outs to the PlayStation Nation, even though this is a Nintendo game. Very strange. If I do a marathon run and don't shout out the PlayStation Nation, I get my membership revoked. So shout outs to them. I love you all, guys. Shout outs to any family and stuff that came along and watched. Shout outs to the one and only Tiny Tim.
Can I just...
Yeah, you. Even though you say that I let you do this, I couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else. So thank you very much for doing it.
It's been an honour and a privilege, and I must apologise to everybody watching for having to put up with me for the last 3 to 4 hours. I'll be going away after this, but can we hear a massive thank you to Tombo? I know we're not finished yet, but still.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
This has been a pleasure, and this is an amazing game.
Yeah,
if you've never played this casually, go and play it. It's just amazing still. It holds up so well.
It does. So that was the last little puzzle we had to do. There's a little switch hidden in this painting of Flora that reveals basically the treasure room of the Baron, all his wealth. And basically he says to the person that's opened this room, there's like a pre-recorded message, if you touch any of this gold, all the robots in the village will stop working. Which is quite a sad moment. And Professor Layton, being the gentleman that he is, tells Flora that it's her decision, it's her money. Even though technically, according to the will, he could take it. He's a nice guy.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. So Flora decides not to take the money, and she just goes away with Professor Layton. Because although she loves the village, she realizes it's time for her to leave. She's kind of on her own there now. So Professor Layton kind of becomes her guardian almost. So Flora's in the subsequent games as well. So yeah, so we're nearly at the end. We've just got this little... this is quite a fun part if you're like closing in on a PB and you're like watching the timer click down and you're like trying to mash as fast as you can. So yeah, so we're nearly at the end. Every time I think it's about to be done, there's just more text to mash through.
Such a good story.
It is a very good story. So yeah, so this has been Professor Layton in the Curious Village. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're about to hit, I will let you know, we're about to hit time. Time will be now.
Well done, GG.
So yes, that underestimate, yay!
Yes, good stuff.
So yeah, so that has been Professor Layton in the Curious Village. Thank you to everybody I said thank you to. Thank you to Tim. Thank you to Prosec for Skenme's being weird again. Thank you for hosting. Thank you to UKSG for having me. And yeah, I've been TomboD99. You'll find all my socials and stuff just under TomboD99. If you've enjoyed this, come check me out. And I'll throw it back to you.
Yes, thank you very much. Before we do depart, we have one last donation here from a man who has been clapping next to me for the past minute and a half. That is £100 from the ever-delightful Skenme.
Woo!
And...
Thank you, Skenme.
That has gone towards our Resident Evil incentive, and of course they say, I hope this makes up for all of the abuse I sent towards Tombo.
Love you, Sken.
We hope it does, and we hope you enjoyed as well. As we come back in a few moments, Howling Mad Mike will be taking us through the 1997 version of Blade Runner. Ooh! Look forward to that, and do not go anywhere.
誰にも言わない